Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going live stream now. But I think they're all interpreter now.
Okay, the interpreter need to be stable, not moving screen constantly. If Yamuna can have a book under your computer or under your screen, or move your screen, will be good. So we don't see you from the below. Now she disappeared. So can we start? What's happening with Yamuna? So, Om Namah Shivaya. Welcome everyone. So, my name is Swami Sitaramananda, and today is the Satsang that's supposed to be, usually on Sunday, but we change Sunday morning for Pacific Coast time, and now for Pacific Coast time is the evening, and for Vietnam is in the morning. So we are missing one of the translator. So I will present them. So the host is Swami Adi Parashakti from the Yoga Farm Grass Valley. And you have in the screen the staff also of the Yoga Farm Grass Valley. Swami Dhammananda. We have a translation in Russian is Yashoda. We have translation in Chinese is Kumari. And we have the translation in Korean is Narayani. And we have the translation in Vietnamese, Shivakami. And we have the translation in Japanese is Yuki Yamuna. Okay, so we have right now 45 people.
45人参加者がいます。
6 people. That is normally is much less than our normal satsang.
いつもよりは少ない人数です。
Okay, now I hear Japanese translation. Okay, is it okay now? So Yamuna, you speak, we hear you. Okay, very good. Thank you. So we have 46 attendants right now. And okay, that's good. So we start. So I say the prayer to start. Jananam Bhutagana di Sevitam Kapita Jambu Balasara Bhaksitam Uma Sutam Sukha Vinasakanam Namami Vingeshwara Padam Pankajam Sadananam Kumkumaraktavanam Mahamatim Divyamayuravahanam Rudrasya Sunam Surasanyanatam Uham Sadaham Saranam Prepadiyem Ya Kunendu Tushadavalam Ya Subravastra Vritam Ya Vina Varanandamantitakaram Ya Sweta Padmasanam Ya Brahma Sutta Shankara Prabhritibir Devai Sada Pujita Samampadu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Paham Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Mutaya Nishpapanchaya Santaya Sri Shivanandaya Tenamam Sri Vishnu Devanandaya Tenamam Om Savamangala Mangalye Shive Savanta Sadike Saranye Tarayambake Gauri Narayani Namostudem Narayani Namostudem Om Shanti 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 Om peace, peace, peace. Om Namah Shivaya. So now we have 47 attendants, participants. And so today, the topic is on unity in diversity. And I have prepared a PowerPoint. So we would show the PowerPoint. Yeah. Host disable attendee screen sharing. Swami, I need to show the PowerPoint.
Try again.
Yeah, make us co-host.
Try again. Try again.
Okay. 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 So we start with the page on showing the picture of our yoga masters. Next. Okay. So we talk about the yoga farm, beautiful, beautiful place. Since 1971, almost 50 years. Now we offer many online courses and classes in yoga and meditation. And then we wanted to do a yoga teachers training course online in August, for the whole month of August. And then we would be thinking of reopening soon. We're not sure yet exactly when, but not right now. Okay. So here I explained a little bit the logo of the organization. You look at the logo, then they represent the Vedanta philosophy of unity and diversity. You see underneath, underlying our teaching on earth, which is represented by the square, and our aspiration, motivation, and energy represented by the triangle pointing up, with the Om as the goal, and the true world order as the way, TWO, true world order as the way, where all are practicing the four paths of yoga, of service, serve, the word of Swami Shivananda, serve, Kama Yoga, devotion, Bhakti Yoga, it's represented by the word love, meditation, yeah, the instruction to meditate, Raja Yoga, and realization, the instruction of Swami Shivananda to realize. So this is the talk of today is the core of our teaching. Okay. The prayers we already did. We pray to Lord Ganesha and to remove all obstacles so that everyone can understand the teaching in the correct manner. Okay. Okay. So now I will introduce the topic and how it is relevant in our times. So as you know, nowadays the whole world is under a COVID-19 crisis, and also we realize that many people suffer and get sick, and there's a lot of people that suffer and got sick that come from the Black community, the minority. So people in general that have a condition of life that is not allowing them to prevent themselves from the infection. For example, that you live in a cramped place, or you don't have the big space. Like I'm here, I'm in the ashram in Vietnam. We have a big space, so we are kind of protected. We can protect ourselves. And people that cannot, then they are more exposed. And from that come the whole movement right now of anti-systemic racism, and that is happening in all the states and cities in USA as in the form of street protestation. Some are peaceful and some are not, and then also spread out in many countries. So people also wake up somehow to the issue of structural racism and the issue of inequality, and bring back. So it's also our times. It bring back the past history, of different civilization, and how we come from, and how we perpetuate different inequalities. So in the USA, it's just not far from now, just a few hundred years, then the whole slave movement, and now we are waking up to that, or we're remembering that, and then we try to make things right. So this teaching today is to give a little bit more philosophical background, because philosophy, from that understanding of philosophy, then we can come out with a proper kind of action. So philosophy is not just that, it's not just irrelevant, it just guide us to wisdom. Otherwise, I don't know exactly who says, an eye to an eye make the world blind. I mean, if you keep responding by reaction, one person react, another person react, and we react on the reaction, then it's all we go blind. That means we would instead of using the challenge in order to rise and to become more wise, which is the wish of everyone, then the challenge will pull us down and will create more problem in the future. So we do not want that. So that's why I would like to present the Vedantic philosophy, or the yoga philosophy, about unity and diversity, which is the core teaching of the Sitaramananda organization. So that we offer this teaching to help the world at this time. So it's not a political statement. It's not like we are not doing action. Every day we are doing action of teaching yoga, because the idea is, if you go to the root cause of our ignorance, then it will solve the problem. So of course, we have to act when needed, but also we need to understand the root cause of our problems, and each and everyone in their own area can have a proper thinking, because the thinking is very important. From the thinking come from the thinking will become a collective thinking, and from the collective thinking, when the collective thinking becomes strong and clear, then there will be a shift or a change, because we are all one and we are together. We're not, alone. So what happened in some place will happen somewhere else. So that's it. So now we will start the teaching on unity and diversity. Now you can switch off the photo, or make it smaller so we can see. Okay. So the idea, it's okay. Just make it like before. It's okay. So unity and diversity is the truth about life. So that is very important to understand. Yeah. So it's not something that we invent as a philosophy. Yeah. But it is the discovery of these wise teachers since a very long time. Yeah, that have contemplated into the nature of life, nature of things, nature of consciousness, and they have come out with this idea that unity in diversity is the truth about life. So it's not unity and diversity. Sometimes people say unity and diversity. So there's the two things. There's a diversity and there is a unity. But in Vedanta philosophy is unity in diversity, and that is much more challenging to understand the truth. Yeah, because unity you can understand, diversity you can understand, and the two together we try to manage. The unity in diversity, this is the most challenging idea, and yet it is the truth about life. So the idea is love thy neighbor as thyself. The neighbor is not the neighbor, yeah, per se. The neighbor is just somebody close to you, somebody that you see, somebody that you encounter, somebody you think of. Yeah, that is your own self. Okay, everyone is my own self. No, it's not finished. I want my photo here. Okay. So in this webinar, we will learn the basic technique of yogic and Vedantic meditation, and we'll introduce some pointers to practice unity and diversity in daily life. Okay, I tried to put my photo there, but I cannot do it. So Swami Adi, can you please do that? So you can see a little bit of my photo in the corner, so we know who is talking. Okay, so
it's everybody can do it themselves. You do speaker view. If you do speaker view, you just see one person, you. If you have gallery view, you see everyone. So if you go to speaker view.
Okay, fine. So, okay, so that's the introduction on unity and diversity. So now next, please. Vedantic teaching. So Vedanta philosophy, not many people know. And, at the Ashram Yoga Farm, the name of the organization, Sivananda Yoga Vedanta Center. So the word Vedanta is there. But when we make a nickname, Sivananda Ashram Yoga Farm, then the word Vedanta dropped. So now somehow we have to bring back the word Vedanta. Sivananda Ashram Vedanta Yoga Farm. Okay, Swami, all the Swamis, please know that. The word ashram already imply that we practice the unity and diversity, but we should not make that just only a nickname. So we think that it's yoga farm only, but we need to put the word Vedanta there. So the Vedantic teaching that there is only one truth. So this teacher is Adi Shankaracharya, 8th century AD in India. And he's a great Advaita Vedanta. Advaita means unity, oneness, and not non-duality. Basically, it's non-duality, Vedanta philosophy. Okay, he's a great sage and a great teacher on 8th century AD, and now his teaching come down to us. So we are part of one of the lineage that come from his teaching. So we come from the Saraswati lineage. The Yoga Farm and all the Swamis are belonging to that order, Saraswati order that come from Shankaracharya. So now he summarized everything in 3 sentences. He said there is only one reality, one truth, called in Sanskrit Brahman. that is of the nature of Satchidananda. Yeah, that means the existence, knowledge, and bliss absolute. So that's the real thing. That is the only reality. And this universe of names and forms is only apparent reality. Yeah, changing and in essence not real. Okay. And the number 3, the individual self is in truth this unchanging consciousness hidden by the changing waves of the mind. Okay, the mind and also the identification with the body, hidden by the identification with the body and mind. So we find ourselves to be individual, separated self, and we are forgetting our true nature, which is the Atman or Brahman, Satchidananda Atman or Brahman, that is of the nature of existence absolute, I mean beyond birth and death, Chit, knowledge absolute or consciousness absolute. Yeah, everything is oneself, and the bliss absolute, that means our true nature is bliss or complete fulfillment or happiness or love absolute, if you like. Okay, so that's a true nature of the Atman. We use the word Atman Brahman. Brahman refer to the cosmic reality, and Atman refer to this individual self that is of the nature of that cosmic reality, the same. The individual self feels him or herself to be separate due to the identification with body and mind. So that's a very important. It's like the container of if you take a cup of water, and then because of the container or because of the cup, so it makes us have the illusion that the internal space of the cup and the external space of the cup are different, are two entities. But in fact, it's the same. The proof is you can move the cup around. Yeah, you are not moving the space. You know, you're just moving the cup. Yeah, but the illusion is that the space seems to be moving. Yeah, you can drink the water in the cup, and then you feel that you are creating more space. Yeah, in fact, space is always there. Yeah, but it's a container that creates the illusion of separation. So that is a basic understanding. And then the other very important understanding is we keep reproducing our mistakes in understanding. Okay, so it's like the idea of the snake and rope that I've been talking about a lot in this kind of platform, is that we, you know, in the dark means ignorance, we see a snake, and we are very scared of snakes, so we jump in fright. Yeah, and then when the light is being brought, then we look at the snake, the so-called snake, and we realize the true nature of the snake is a rope. Okay, so then the fear would disappear because we realize the true reality of it. But then next time come along, again, we walk in the dark, again, we saw the snake. Yeah, doesn't mean that we awaken from the reality of the truth of rope last time, means that we would see the rope clearly this time. Yeah, because the fear or the imprint of the snake in the mind is so deep that we keep reproducing the same thing, even though we have the proof already that it's not it, but we keep reproducing the same thing, and then we eventually that impression is being confronted by the another idea, which is the truth of the rope. Then at that time, eventually, you know how it works. If we keep thinking about something enough, yeah, then you know how it is, the synapses in the brain would not fire the same way, and then we just create a different reality. Yeah, so that is the bottom line. Except this universe of names and forms that appear to us now as a result of our wrong thinking from past, yeah, and our taking birth so that we can work it all out, is always appearing to be the same. Yeah, and we always react the same way. Okay. So then the teaching continue. So it's there's only one truth, and yet under apparent differences. Yeah, nature is sacred and diverse. So here you can see the different types of fruits. And then the idea is you have to use this called Vedantic meditation. I mean, you have to use this to think, okay? To think so that you can find out the truth about things. So it takes you thinking, contemplation. What is underlying all these differences? Okay, so you see here the jewels, you have the necklace, you have the crown. This must be very heavy gold and very expensive and not accessible. Not everyone can wear a crown. And then you have the wedding rings out of gold that go into the finger, and you have the bracelet and go into the wrist, and you have the earring of gold that go into the ear, and then you can go on, you know, the anklets and different kind of ornaments in gold. So the meditation, Vedantic meditation, consists of distinguishing what is essential and what is non-essential. Example, we think gold is the essential nature of different ornaments made of gold. Okay, so you look at these different objects and they feel different, yeah, and your mind will go there. Your mind will say, wow, the crown. And your mind will say, wow, the wedding ring, I wish I can be married. Yeah, and the mind would go, wow, look at this earring, so beautiful. I want to have something like this. You see, your mind would go there immediately to the form, but we need to use a different kind of thinking. We call discriminative thinking, yeah, to find out, you know, the true nature of things. Because if you keep fantasizing, I wish I can be a king with the crown, I wish I can be married, when your situation is not near to that, then you will be suffering just because you see something, your mind fantasizes about something, run with it, and then you'll be suffering. Okay, but the thinking is you need to see the essential nature of things, and the shapes are different, the usage are different, the prices are different. But if you remove the names in the forms, there is only gold. Okay, so the thinking is try to see into the true nature of things, so you will not be illusion. You know, you will not be cheated by the external form. So goal is the essential nature of all these objects. So after the thinking contemplation, then realize that if you go to the core of things, and goal is the essential nature of all these objects. So now we go to Vedantic meditation again. Yeah, continue. What is the essential nature of all these apparent different objects? Okay, that you can see. So what is the truth about these objects? Yeah, clay is the essence of these different kinds of pots made of clay. They are apparently very different. They have different names and are used differently. You have the pot for cooking, you have the pot for planting, you have the glazed ornamental pot, yeah, glazed and beautiful. Yeah, you have the flower vase also, you know, that we use for the altar. You have the rainwater container for washing. This big pot come from Vietnam. Originally, you know, they use this to collect rainwater and to use it for the bathroom. Okay, and then you have the small one, you know, the juice pitch. So many different forms possible of pots, but the forms and the names are the functions, and the functions are only apparent. And the truth is clay. Without clay, there are no pots. Okay, so the Vedantic meditation go to the core of things. So we see clay instead of seeing the forms. Okay, next. The universe is made of names and forms. So that is, you know, that same mind see only names and forms in the universe. We have different types of flowers, colors and shapes. You can see this one flower is very unique shape. Yeah, carry on. And then some of the very teeny flower, the white flower is a teeny flower in the forest. It look like big, but it's teeny. You can just pass by and won't even notice it. And then some big and some really visible, like the lotus. And this flower there is a spring flower, cherry blossom, and the black blueberry. Okay, now go on. And there are different types of insects and creatures. Some of those insects, Swami Narayanji took the photo in the forest in China mountain. So you can see it's amazing. You look at the shape, nothing different, nothing. And some I took from the Google. And butterfly, you can imagine different kinds of butterfly possible. Okay. And there are different types of animals, small and big. You have the lion, you have the deer there that I took the photo in India. You have the ninja, who is the alpaca in a yoga farm. We have the panda, China. The elephant is a huge animal with no hair and very, very big vegetarian. You have the different kinds of birds possible. And you can see also, you can expand that same thinking to a mind that see only diversity, to different types of landscape and environment. And you can see the Yuba River there in the middle. You see the beach in Vietnam. You see some sand dune. You see Colorado, USA. You see the jungle somewhere, very different. And so here we believe in different types of people. So this apply to people. We also see different types of people. Looking at their body, and then you see the different races. The white, black, yellow. I say green, red. And then the problem is we fail to see the unity of consciousness. Okay, and then. So we fail to see the unity of consciousness, and then we see only different types of appearances and skin color, and then we go race, and then we misbehave with each other. So that's a problem. When we project ourselves, we look at our skin, we project it out, and we think that other people should be looking the same. And when we see somebody looking different, then we don't like it, because we cannot recognize ourselves in the other person that look completely so different, you see. So then we start to misbehave with each other out of that projection of our false idea of ourselves that is based on our identification with our body and skin. So then we project it out, we cannot recognize ourselves in others, and then we start to misbehave. We cannot see our unity. Okay. So consciousness, this is what we need to understand, that consciousness is the essential nature of the different minds, different people, different kinds of occupation, different status, and the world is unity in diversity. There is something one. If you look at all these people, you have to recognize there is something one. And the diversity is there. Male, female, black, white, and different profession and so on. You have to start to educate your mind to think like this, to see the unity and in the diversity. So consciousness is real. Without consciousness, like the Sam would say, gold and clay is real. Names and forms are unreal. So consciousness is real. Without consciousness, there will be no people, no objects. So consciousness is the essential nature. Without clay, there is no pot. Without consciousness, there are no manifested people and forms. So stop identifying yourself and others with outside appearances and occupations, and see unity of consciousness at all times. So this is a training. It's not going to come easy because, like I said, we have a lot of preconditioning in our mind. But we need to at least start to think about what we like to become, what we like to see. Yeah. So then from there, then the mind would start to pick up the truth and to dwell on the truth instead of dwelling all the time from our habits. Okay, so we are one. So this is something that we have to keep repeating to ourselves. I am you and you are me. The essential nature of you, the essential nature of me are one, even though we might see and perceive something different. Okay. So another Vedantic analogy, the waves are the same as the ocean. You can see different waves, big waves, small waves, blue waves, dark waves, foamy waves, but they are part of the ocean. They are made of the same H2O. They do not compare with each other, the waves, and say, oh, I'm taller than you, I'm more powerful than you. Yeah, because the waves and the ocean, in fact, are one. So to find that unity in diversity, we need to respect all. So if we want to find that truth about ourselves so that we can, cease to suffer, then we need to practice unity in diversity. So we need to respect all, meditate on the differences to find yourself, to find our own self. Okay? So there are 4 paths of meditation. So so there are 4 paths of meditation according to the classical yoga. In Bhakti Yoga, then we say love is all is love. In Karma Yoga, we say serve oneself in others. Okay, so when you serve others, actually you serve yourself. And it is said, do not do to someone something that you don't want to be done to yourself, because there is only one self. Raja Yoga meditation, then we say control the mind and see the underlying oneself beyond the mind. Jnana Yoga Vedantic meditation, then we say do self-inquiry, okay, think about yourself and remove your own illusion and differences so that you can find that one self. So in Jnana Yoga Vedantic meditation, you have to start with yourself. You have to start with the question, who am I? You have to remove the illusion out of your own consciousness first. And from there, with that different consciousness, and you start to applying, and you start to see that the reality, in all things the same. Okay, but we have to start with self-inquiry. Who am I? Here you have beautiful picture of Mother Teresa, yeah, and the little Indian baby, and so she's her teaching is Bhakti Yoga. Yeah, love is all is love. She say a beautiful sentence. I remember I'm a pen, yeah, in the hands of God, writing beautiful love letters to the world. So beautiful. Okay, next. So in Raja Yoga, Raja Yoga is that the path of Hatha Yoga and meditation. So we said calming the thought waves to see one's true reflection. Okay, so when the lake is so calm, you can see the true reflection. Okay, so the idea is we would have to work on our mind. So to see unity, we need to calm all thought waves, because the thought waves, when it's there in the mind, it keeps projecting different ideas. Yeah, when the mind is active, we are lost, because we are lost in the thoughts. So peace of mind comes from calming the thought waves. So it's very important in any situation when people have diverse opinion and and we ourselves feel very upset about different things, that we need to calm our thought waves down, not creating more waves. Okay, so Patanjali Maharishi said, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha means yoga is the control of all mental modification. Okay, so the more that you be able to calm that thought waves down, the better it is. Okay. So in Raja Yoga of 8 limbs, and you have the beginning stages, beginning steps. Okay, non-violence. So ahimsa, so abstain from violence, so that your mind can be calm and you can see the self, and you go to the root of the reason why you're so upset. Yeah, truthfulness. Yeah, so control the tendency to exaggerate, to manipulate, and to tell lies. Yeah, that create a lot of trouble. Okay, and the third, control desire and sexual impulse, also can create a lot of problem. And then control tendency to steal, control tendency to greed. Niyama is the yogis try to observe purity, clarifying your motives, keep yourself clean in and out, practice of contentment, practice of austerity, practice of study of scriptures and wise company, and practice of letting go of self-concept and trust of God. Okay, so that means you need to let go of your self-concept. Okay, that's called self-surrender. And then you need to trust your own Atman, or your own self, or trust God, or having faith. Okay, next. So the thought waves disturb the vision of oneness and of truth. Okay, so that again repeating that when you see the ocean with waves, and you only see the waves, you don't see, you forget completely to see the essence of things. So meditation practice is constant observance of the mind. It is a practice of detachment, not identifying with the thoughts and the emotions, but rather observing them. The thoughts will come and dissolve. You are not the thought, so you don't just pick up any thought in the mind and run with it. Okay, and repeating it, and then make a big drama about it, and then it's always, you know, it's always distort, because it's not the truth. The thought, when it is repeated, you know, somehow changed. You know, I have a screen thing in my cell phone, which is you know, I want to show you, yeah, which is a flower, lotus. So I have to open my cell phone, and I notice how the mind works. Because every time when I open the cell phone, the flower change. Sometimes I say, wow, this is a flower that is you know, it's like a bud, you know, of the lotus, and it's so nice. And then sometimes I open the cell phone, and then the lotus open more. So even the same picture, yeah, but if you see a different time, a different kind of mind, yeah, it just creates a different reality. And literally, I get so very surprised. Did somebody change my screensaver and put a different photo, because it doesn't look like the same? So you have to understand that the mind is like this. It keeps changing. It's not the same. We think it's the same, but it's not the same. We reproduce always different idea. So ignorance is think that you keep everything is solid, that this world is solid and everything is always the same. It's not. Yeah. So wisdom is try to live with this changing phenomena, and try to see at the same time the essence that is not changing. Okay, so we try not to identify with the thoughts and the emotions, but rather observing them. Okay, so we detach from it so that you can see the truth about things. The thoughts will come and dissolve. You're not the thought. So not identify with the thoughts help to calm the mind. For example, you say, there's hatred in the mind. Yeah, you notice it. Yeah, instead of saying, I hate this and that. You see the difference? One is you are the observer, that you can change that thought of hatred. Yeah, that is very uncomfortable to feel, because you like to feel love. That is the truth. When you feel hatred, then you are very, very disturbed. Okay? And then, but if you recognize a thought of hatred in your mind, then there's a possibility for you to change it. But you don't recognize it, and you jump in it, and you identify with it, and you say, I hate this, I hate that, then that's it. Now you have a bigger, much bigger problem. Okay. So first, try to achieve stability, and we call asana in yoga, of body and mind. This will help your meditation and your seeing the truth. Okay, so you need to slow down. Whatever comes in your mind, slow down. You need to stay put. You need to calm down. You need to create routines in your life so your mind doesn't all the time change. You need to resist temptation to change and to move. Okay, you try not to travel too much or change location, so that now you are in lockdown. Some of you, then you need to take that opportunity to try to calm the mind down. Okay, you practice asana to help turning inward and keep the steady posture of the body, so then you can keep the steady posture of the mind, so that you can see the truth. Okay. So, there's 8 limbs of yoga. So to find unity and oneness, we need to observe the 8 steps to calm the mind. Okay. So here you see the picture of the 12 posture of sun salutation, 12 basic posture of Shivananda system. We already talked about the yamas and the niyamas already, the do and the don't. And then the third thing that you need to do is the steady pose. Okay. And of course, practice of pranayama and the awareness of the breath at all times would help you to control the mind. So to calm the mind, consciously try to relax and make your breathing rhythmical. So that's very important. You have to learn how to breathe. The basic thing that we have, but we never learn how to breathe. Okay, so if you want to calm your mind down from anxiety and from upset, then you need to use abdominal muscles, and you start to breathe. Yeah. When you exhale long, then you relax more, but basically you try to breathe rhythmically. Okay. You try to slow the breath down. Inhale for the 3 count, exhale for 3 seconds. Okay. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3. And you can do the anuloma viloma, alternate nostril breath, and how it immediately bring about the calming of the emotions. Okay, so we talk about reaction, we talk about emotion, we talk about upset here. So very important to please everyone sit down and breathe and do anuloma viloma, which is the alternate nostril breath. And there's classes like this online that you can take, so you learn to do exactly, so you don't make mistake. The breath, if you keep breathing with awareness, the breath becomes light and silent, and the prana, which is related to the thought, will become steady and concentrated. So that's the key teaching of yoga, okay? That how to control the mind, how to make the mind steady, so you can see the self, so that the thoughts that come out of your mind will be more reflecting the truth that you feel, the truth that it is. Then you need to control the breath. And then you control the breath, you control the prana or the energy, and the energy will automatically bring some clarity to the mind. Okay, thank you. So the next step in the 8 steps is turning the mind inward, so it sees itself. Okay, so through past disillusion, we come to understand that true happiness and peace is within. So that the people that are wise, and they start to look inward, because they keep looking out and they keep being disillusioned. So the meditator tries to find the answer by finding oneself. He or she knows that this self-knowledge will not come from the mind, but something beyond the mind. So introspection, to go to the root cause of the suffering, finding out the mind samskaras or patterns, is necessary to progress in meditation life. We need to turn inward. So the meditator needs to develop an interest in one's inner life and not disregarding it. So oftentimes we disregard our inner life. We disregard our inner voice. We have that voice that talks to us, yeah, and yet we disregard it. And we're too busy comparing and too busy with the external sensual world. So why is it so difficult to turn inward? Because one still thinks that one can find the solution in the mind. Okay, so the mind keeps projecting different things, and then you have different ideas that come from the mind, and you keep running after these ideas because you still think that you can find the solution. But Einstein said no solution to the problem can come from the same level of consciousness that has created it. I mean, if you have this pattern of thinking and you keep thinking always the same thing, then you can be running around, but you will never find that solution to the problem. So it is the understanding that truth lies beyond the mind that makes the meditator start to look at the right place. Okay, so you need to have that. Happening there. Okay, move on. So you are okay? You need me to go slow? Okay. So I try to go slow. Sorry. So you have the words there, so you can translate. So the idea is you need to look within. What's happening there? Okay, so everything is okay. Can I continue? Okay. So the step number 6, so after you turn inward, then you need to have a point of concentration, and you need to come back to the point of concentration so that you can channel all the energy of your mind at one specific energy point in your mind, in your astral body. Okay, so there is a point between your eyebrows, you see there, the chakra man there, and then on the point in the middle of your chest, you know, the Anahata chakra, the heart center. So once you have chosen the point, do not change. So try to gather your energy that is normally very scattered all over in the external world. Try to gather it internally by focusing with your rays of your mind, focusing on some point of energy, yeah, the seat of the mind, and between the eyebrows and the seat of your heart in the middle of your chest. And you need to come back to that point again and again. You need to come back to the object of concentration as well, because we realize that it's not that easy for you to move from the external world, yeah, of objects to the internal world of energy and of truth. So that's why you need to go slowly, step by step. Then you need to focus on an external object, okay, like a flame. It's a very good object to focus on, or like a symbol, like the symbol Om, which is unity, yeah, or any form that you feel like very devoted to and your mind likes to focus on, the pure form, neutral, like a mantra or a form of a symbol of God. So focus the mind on an inner, neutral, and uplifting object, okay, along with the breath. So then you focus on it, and then you can see it from within you. Okay, the breath, the sound of the mantra, and the point of concentration become one. Okay, so that process starts to happen. In beginning, you focus outside using your sense. Yeah, either you hear or you see with your eyes, and then eventually, when the concentration become very strong, then it go inner. Yeah, and you don't have to see, but you can close the eyes and you can see that same thing in your mind. Okay, so you go into the inner reality, and then from there you can go to meditation. Okay, so that's how we use a mantra, and you know, mantra, yantra, tantra. Okay, you need to move on. So the meditation is to find your pure thoughts. So what that means? I mean, the thought that doesn't have any kind of connotation, emotional, or relating to something of this world that you know, or relating to a name and form, object of this world. Okay, so that's called meditation. Is when your pure thought, which is more the essence, the unity of consciousness within you, can be experienced directly when you already shrink the mind that is all the time running out with the central objects, and you shrink it and you become much more focused, yeah, on the pure thought, yeah, like a mantra or om, and then it will merge with it. It's a training, of course. It's not something that will come automatically, because your mind will run out and in and out and in and here and there. But eventually, when your mind become more pure, yeah, more absorbed, then it's called sustained concentration, which leads to meditation. And uninterrupted, steady flow of energy, like pouring oil from one vessel to another. That's a meditation. Is a flowing kind of experience. When the thoughts are controlled or calm, you'll be able to see yourself. If not, you will lose yourself identifying with the thoughts in your mind. So you want to have the experience of inner peace, and that's what it is. The meditation leads to inner peace. You know, that thought that can be sustained for a long time, that pure thought that is so real and so true and so essential to your being that you just enjoy being there. You are the inner sun, the Atman. So the sun that you see outside is very oftentimes compared to the inner sun, the Atman. Yeah. So this is the level of love and of unity that all prophets are talking about. Okay, that inner sun that is full love and one. So the sun giving light to all, that consciousness that is common in all beings. Okay, I'm sorry again. I just realized I talked too fast. I go slow. So we talk about the consciousness that is common in all beings. That is one without a second. No comparison, no high, no low, untouched, unhurt, unchanged. That eternal presence. You are the self in all, full and complete, beyond names and forms, beyond color, races, genders, personalities. So just contemplate the sun. And you can see how much, when you look at the sunrise, how much peace it brings to your mind. But your mind can just stay there. You can contemplate the sun, that eternal presence within you, that is in everything. The sun gives light, but also gives life and prana to everything. There's another object of contemplation. You are the infinite ocean of consciousness. You see the ocean. You are that infinite ocean of consciousness. So water refers to love. You are the infinite love. Yeah. You are, in essence, all one with all. So you can, by looking within, you can find the true love of everyone. Okay. So searching for unity first to appreciate diversity. So how do we start this journey? We need to look within first, find that unity first. Then you look out and you understand that under the apparent diversity, there is oneness. So that's the way to go. So to find the truth that unites all, we need to be one-pointed. The mind need to be one-pointed, calm, strong, not following the subconscious mind's dictation and losing oneself in all prejudices and emotional habits. So we need to respect all, because in the respect you feel calm, you find calmness. You need to love all, because in the love and you feel also expansion and calmness. We need to share with all, not discriminating towards anybody, not abusive. Okay, so that's the yamas. That means you have to start to do this. Practice ahimsa, practice love, practice no greed, practice no abuse, yeah, practice love. Okay. So seeing unity in diversity is the path to self-knowledge through self-inquiry. Seeing unity in diversity is the path to self-knowledge. Okay, so that's self-knowledge through self-inquiry of who am I. The beautiful photo of Goddess Saraswati that represent knowledge and purity. So how do you do that? There's three kinds of practice. Number one, hearing the truth from the scriptures and the teachers. Like that's what I try to convey to you. The truth is taught by the teachers and the scriptures. I am not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm the Atman. So you need to hear this, even though it's very different than what you think, but you need to hear this. You need to hear this, yeah, again and again. And then you need to reflect and contemplate deeply on the teaching, okay? Because your experience is different than the teaching, but you need to reflect and think about the teaching. That's the point number two. And the third practice is you need to realize the truth directly within you. Okay, so that time you don't need to, abide in the scripture or the teacher lessons, but you realize that teaching is directly within. You realize the truth within you. Okay. So Vedantic meditation, you continue, you say to yourself, I am not my vehicle. You can say to yourself, I drive this car is not me. The characteristics of the car are not describing who am I. I am not red, like this sports car. I'm not black inside. I'm not sporty. I'm not worth $50,000. You say like that, yeah? So you know that these are the characteristics of my body only. Like you say, I am a male, I am a female, I am white, I am black, yeah? I am long hair, short hair, blonde hair, blue eye, I am yellow, I am short, I am tall. All these are the characteristics of the body only, okay? So I let go of the false identification with this body. I know that I'm not the body. The body keeps changing, but it's not me. I am the immortal self. I let go of the habit to superimpose the qualities of the body upon my immortal self. I'm not my gender. Yeah, I'm not my size, my age, my race. Of course, I need to know which vehicle I'm driving. I mean, you need to know that you have what kind of body, yeah. But I am not mistaking the temporary for the eternal. Okay, so you have to have some level of detachment toward the body that you are using. Okay, like sometimes I I have short hair, and sometimes I go to when I travel, I go to the bathroom, the female bathroom. It happened to me a few times, and people would just stop me and say, no, you go in the wrong bathroom. And I think I'm a male in a in some kind of country, I think Turkey or something. So the dress I wear is about the same dress that the men will wear. So we have that problem, and sometimes people call me Mr. and sometimes people call me Mrs. and whatever. It doesn't matter because I know the bottom line that I'm not that. I'm not the female. I'm not the male. I'm not this body. So that's what I try to maintain the consciousness about this. And that's what I'm saying to you is try to have some level of detachment. Of course, it will take some time, but some level of detachment that you can practice toward your body and mind. I am not attached to the illusion about my external appearance or the quality of my body and mind. Okay, so that's the Vedantic meditation. I mean, you need to think about this, keep thinking about this. Okay. In Vedantic meditation, you say, I'm not my body, okay? And all its characteristics. Again, I repeat here, my hair. Sometimes people identify with the hair, the size and the weight. Sometimes they feel so bad because they have too much weight. My gender, it's a very big identification right there. Yeah, because the idea that we are male and female, because that's the, how do you call it, genetic programming. Yeah, we have that genetic programming in our subconscious mind when we take form of the body in order for us to mate and create kids, you see. So that's why the identification of gender is very strong. Yeah, identification of age, yeah, of beautiful body, physical beauty, yeah, is there. So people become very sad or depressed when they get old. Yeah, but we need to think that these are transient external qualities and not myself. Okay, so these are transient external quality and not myself. Okay, next. Vedantic meditation, you can carry on thinking, I am not my mind. As much as my body, I am not this changing mind. My mind is also my instrument. It gives me diverse experiences of pleasure and pain in order for me to learn to detach from its habitual patterns and to discover the truth behind the habitual mind. Okay? I am detached from my mind. I will be patient to slowly detach from my mind. So you say that to yourself. You have to be detached also from the mind, which is much more difficult than detached from the body, because the mind is so subtle that you don't even know that that you are thinking. Yeah, so that's why it's very difficult to detach from the thinking that you do not know that is there. Okay, continue. Vedantic meditation, I'm not my prana. Prana means the energy. I put the picture of the fire because it represents the energy. Yeah, but we are immersed in the ocean of prana and our body emits the prana. Yeah, the mind goes with the prana. Okay, so watch the mind objectively as though you were watching a film with the attitude of non-cooperation. Yeah, so you say again, you say, I'm not this excited mind, nor this fatigued mind. If you feel fatigued and you say, I'm tired, see? But you need to say, I'm only the spectator of my exhausted, no prana mind. Yeah, and you, when you think like this, then you get in touch again with your immortal self, that is an immense source of prana, then automatically you have a lot of prana right away. But if you identify with the mind, you say, I'm fatigued, I'm tired. Yeah. So when you say like this, then you become more tired because you just lose yourself in that tiredness and that feeling of no prana. Okay, but prana is everywhere in this universe, and prana is your own nature, because that Atman is full of, that consciousness is full of prana. So the moment you detach from that, instead of saying I'm fatigued, Yeah, and you say, you know, this mind is tired, and you know, this mind is fixated in some kind of a fixation, wrong thought, and yet the mind just get attached to this wrong thought that makes you be feeling exhausted and tired. Okay, so then you have to get detached from that, yeah, and you say, oh, I observe this tiredness in the mind. I'm observe the tiredness in the body. Okay, and then at that time you have all the prana immediately. Okay, so to do this, you need to slow the mind down in order for you not to identify with the thoughts in the mind, and for you to become clever in order for you to detach from the thoughts. Okay, so anybody that has feeling very tired and you're feeling very stuck in your thinking, then you need to learn that the thought that you have entertained and you are entertaining in your mind is wrong. Okay. It's so difficult to realize this, but you have to realize that the thought that you have in mind is wrong. And that's why it makes you tired. Okay. Then at that time, if you can shift into the I am, the pure consciousness, I am not the thing that I am fixated on. Yeah, I am not that that decision that I take that is not bringing me close to myself, but it's another fantasy of my mind that makes me feel so tired. Yeah, then at that time you regain your life and your energy and your joy and your creativity. Okay, next. Vedantic meditation again. I am not my emotions. I found this picture in the internet. It was difficult to show the emotions. So even liking myself, disliking myself, I am not my liking and then my disliking. Okay, even myself, the idea that I like myself, I dislike myself, I am not that. Okay, I am not my story of attachment and rejection. So we have that long list of a story of attachments and that long list of stories of rejections. So I remember my past disappointment, my pain, they come and go. They are not absolute. So therefore, I am not my emotions. Yeah, sometimes you hear people, they suffer a lot and they cry and they suffer, they talk to you, and then you carry their pain with you. And then, let's say a day after, you look at them, you are still you're still feeling that they are very sad. You still carry their pain with you, and you meet them a day after, and they are so joyful. Yeah, they completely forgot the reason why they cry. Yeah, and then you are shocked because you are still carrying it, and they are gone from that same feeling. So you can see the emotions come and go. So you need to detach from them. You need to think, my mind is up and down due to my tendencies of liking and disliking. Yeah, instead of saying my mind is up and down because I don't get what I want, I don't get the person that I like, yeah, or the person that I dislike is living with me. So these are kind of wrong thinking, because it would reinforce again your liking and disliking of somebody or some objects in your mind, yeah, that make your mind constantly running around. Okay, so you need to, the yoga training is try to detach and go a little bit beyond the liking and the disliking, yeah, of the emotion, knowing that it's very real because we have a lot of emotions, yeah, but still we need to practice detachment and calming down. Vedantic meditation again, this mind has ingrained likes and dislikes. Okay, we'll just talk about that. Or the tendencies of the grooves or the samskaras in Sanskrit, as it holds me in the past. Okay, so you can see that now many neuro research, find out how people brain, have these grooves or this sometimes this shape that is changing, or this, the brain also sometimes is disformed. If you look at some of the pictures of the research of the brain, when a person has some kind of psychic or psychiatric problem, their brain change, and how you can retrain. So this is very, very good thing to know, that you can retrain the brain and you can retrain the mind. Okay. If I allow my tendencies or my likes and dislikes to lead the way, so you say, I will not come to peace or self-knowledge. Okay, I can have that instant gratification for keep thinking about the same thing, keep feeling about the same thing, but it would also, in the long run, it would not give me my peace. So I need to keep working against these tendencies in order for me to come to peace. I calm down and I resist the temptations. See, it's a temptation and the pressure to indulge in my tendencies and to repeat past habits of thinking and acting. I need to straighten out my thinking or purifying my mind by learning positive thinking, by learning how to switch the thinking into something more positive. So it's trainable. Thank you. Vedantic meditation, I'm absorbed in the presence within that is unlimited. Okay, so you think about this, that absorption of the mind in this presence that is unlimited within you. So sustained meditation leads to a state where the mind finds absorption. So this is a highest level, the meditation level, the samadhi level, when the mind finds absorption in consciousness itself. So duality will disappear and the meditator enters into the superconscious state called samadhi. At that time, it is described the knower, the known, and the knowledge become one. So that means the meditator, the object of meditation, and the act of meditation become one. That means your existence, your own self, and the thing that is surrounding you, and the consciousness that link you with the things surrounding you, everything become one. Vedantic meditation, I am eternal presence. So you can think about this. I am eternal presence. I am here and now. I let go of the past. I do not worry about the future. I let go of all ideas of who am I and what I am doing. I practice presence without expectation, fear, and judgment. Okay, so this is something that you keep thinking, contemplating about. In Vedantic meditation, you need to give space to the mind. Actually, in all forms of meditation, you need to give space to the mind. Okay? This is a picture of me long time ago. Once upon a time, I was younger. And this is at the yoga farm. So, allow the mind to wander at first. Okay? Eventually, it will calm itself down automatically. For a Vedantic meditator, you just detach from the mind. Do not force the mind. Keep the mind under close observation. Develop a relationship of trust with the mind by being patient and compassionate. So the relationship of trust with the mind eventually would make the mind become more sattvic, more calm, more pure. And then it becomes transparent. And then it would be your pure instrument. And it would not be the obstacle anymore. There will be no more your feeling inside and your mind that say something different. Okay. Vedantic meditation is applied in daily life. So this is a labyrinth walk at the yoga farm, but just to represent the, that you can do that Vedantic meditation when you are living your life, not when you sit for meditation alone. You can detach when you eat, when you think, what you think, your health, your level of energy, your occupation, the company you keep, your environment, your emotional states. You can practice the detachment. Okay, when you are walking, standing, moving, and when different aspects of your life, different feeling, you can be detached. Okay, you are the witness. So this is the idea. I am the witness. I remember myself at all times. So that's why I can be the witness to all things. I don't get lost in things. Next. So you need to be patient and practice little by little. You're not going to be able to change everything all at once. So be aware. Keep the mind more aware. The mind has its long-term habit to run in its grooves. It will take time to straighten out the mind and make it more sattvic. Okay. Try to conserve energy. Energy is necessary for successful contemplation and meditation. So lead a concentrated, simple life with not much distractions to conserve energy. Observe your breath. Keep the breath calm. So that's very important. Be friend with your breath. So this is the Ganga River here in I don't know, Haridwar or Rishikesh. Haridwar, yeah. Okay. So practice concentration and self-affirmation in daily life. Concentration is having less thoughts in the mind. So in daily life, practice attention, mindfulness, limit your choices, learn to turn the focus from outside object to inner object, and abstract inner symbol or thought, which we talked earlier. So practice Vedantic mantra Soham. Soham is a mantra with your breath in and out. Soham, it means I am pure consciousness. Okay? So you remember the pure consciousness all the time. To really practice Vedanta, the word is you need to have a teacher from a genuine Vedantic lineage. Okay, so it's very important. If you want to practice Vedanta, you can practice yoga, maybe asanas and yoga meditation, through, online or without a teacher. But you need to have a teacher in Vedanta that comes from a genuine Vedantic lineage that carry that truth, that truth teaching from teacher to teacher. So that we call the Guru Parampara, the genuine Vedantic lineage that convey the truth. Okay, carry on. So meditation and peace gives intuitive knowledge and wisdom. Look at this beautiful lake. So when your mind is calm, you have knowledge, you have the intuitive knowledge, and that wisdom comes from there. Wisdom do not come when you are agitated. So less waves, more peace. Less thoughts, more peace. Less desires, more peace. Peace and contentment lead to inner happiness. Bring you to realize the true self beyond description. Imagine you contemplate that lake. You can see already your mind calm down. Next. Okay. Again, focus and detach. So this is the conclusion words here. You need to keep focusing to keep the mind strong and calm. And you need to keep detaching. Okay? Swami Sitaramananda said it in 2 words: remember, forget. Or attach to the truth, to God, and detach from everything else. Okay? Attach yourself to the Atman, detach yourself from everything else. And I said recently, breathe and relax. Inhale the beauty of life and everything, and relax. To completely let go of all ideas, yourself and others and things in your mind. Let go of drama. Because our life is full of drama. So keep it simple. Walk on earth lightly. Do not dramatize. Feed on the sensational and exaggerate things. Do not focus on other people's shortcomings. See the positive in others. These are the advice to help to keep the mind calm. Relaxation of the savasana allows you to recharge and sink deep inside. Okay? Because this is what you want. You want to find the self inside. Physical letting go brings awareness that you are not the body. It frees your mind. It helps you to get in touch with your inner peace. Okay, so breathe and relax. Okay, that's it. See you again. So that's the PowerPoint finish. So we hope that this presentation gives you some insights and inspiration to start the first steps in the right direction. If you want more teachings, please consider registering for online course, or the best is a month intensive yoga teachers training course. Okay, like I said, we have one online planned for August, and then one when the ashram can be open in October in the yoga farm, Grass Valley. In the ashram in Vietnam here, we have one in July. That is, you can come. I think the borders of Vietnam will open beginning of July. And then, so the TTC will be July, I believe July 17. And then more courses to be announced. Next. Here, TTC refresher, the yoga farm. So people that have taken TTC come to 2-3 days online to re-inspire yourself. I teach a Vedanta course, 5 days online, June 27, July 1st. Swami Narayanananda teach, Nananda, so his name is wrong, teach Raja Yoga Intensive Weekend, June 20, 21st online. Vedic Knowledge Conference, the knowledge of yoga, Vedanta, Tantra, Ayurveda, Jyotish, and Vastu, with Swami Sitaramananda and Acharya David Frawley, and 9 other astounding teachers. July 2nd to 5th weekend, it will be online. Yoga Teachers Training Course online, 1 month, we said already in August. Yoga Teachers Training Course at the ashram in immersion training, October 17, November 14. And then we invite you to join the stress relief efforts during the coronavirus situation, and to join the Chant for World Peace campaign that we have regularly. So there's a lot of activity in the centers and ashrams, so just check please the website. And keep connection and train yourself. The treasure of knowledge is awaiting you. So please be thinking that you are an agent of unity and diversity. Share the YouTube video and the blog. For application as online students or yoga teachers training course, check the Yoga Farm website and kindly donate to the ashram. Thank you very much. Is it finished? Okay, so next free webinar is Sunday, the International Yoga Day, June the 21st. It will be at 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Vietnam, Asia time. And on that International Yoga Day celebration, we have the topic role of yoga teacher in this time. And then we have also, you can check the center's websites. We have the all-day program celebrating the International Yoga Day that happened to be also on sun eclipse on that day. So we have lots of mantra chanting and so on to bring peace to the world. Remind you, Ashram is a non-profit charitable education institution. All staff and teachers are volunteers. All donations are tax deductible, and mostly the Swamis, teaching the Vedantic teaching. So thank you very much. So now you can remove and I see if there is any. Stop sharing. I see if there is any questions. So now we are 51 people online, and if you can, the Russian translator is missing. I don't know why, but in Russia, it's time-wise because we changed the time. It's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So I think she fell asleep. Okay.
I don't think she fell asleep.
Oh, what happened? Yeah, she's very eager. So she wake up to do the translation. Maybe something else happened. I don't know. So, so somebody here, Yvonne, say appreciate your share. Thank you. So anybody else, please write in your question in the chat.
One Vietnamese question.
Okay.
If you click on the Q&A box.
Con có câu hỏi Vedanta dạy rằng hợp nhất trong sự đa dạng. She asked about unity and diversity.
Dhanugopala, the boy.
And the Vietnam would say hòa nhập nhưng không hòa tan. The Vietnamese would say to mix but not to disappear, not to completely disappear. So I understand what means harmony with all things, but and not to lose oneself. So the question is, how can I distinguish between oneness and harmony? How do I know that oneness and harmony is good for me? Oh yeah. How is there? Is there? Continue the question. Long question. Is there sometimes that we forget, and we forget ourselves in because we have that wrong kind of assertion of oneself, of one's true nature. Okay, to say, yeah. So you can forget yourself. You don't have the proper, determination of who you are, and then sometimes you can be too very severe with try to find the sameness, and then you suffer because you suppress yourself. You suppress or you suppress your differences. Yeah. Okay, so I try to understand the question here. Để cái câu. So I think he has some difficulty with the idea of unity and diversity, to retain your individuality and to be one with things. So I would, to answer that simply, I would just say, keep practicing whatever you can. Yeah, if you feel that you can see the oneness, you know, and you be in harmony with everyone, then please do that. Sometimes you feel that you need to be creative and be different and accepting your differences. Please do that. Don't suppress yourself, but try to have the two together at all times. Try. There yet. Try. When you have some idea of yourself, and you share with other people, then try to not to be too fanatic, to impose your idea on other people, and don't accept other people's differences. Okay, so you have, and even if you have conflict with other people, you have to step back and you have to say, I love you. We agree in our differences. Okay, and then you give yourself a benefit of the doubt that you don't understand your brothers, you don't understand your sisters, you don't understand the other person, where they come from. Okay, if you give to yourself the benefit of the doubt and you step back, then you don't jump into so much judgment, yeah, and reaction, then one day you'll be surprised that you'll be learning about the other person trait of character that is so different than you that you cannot understand them. But you also will understand that in truth, you can be very different, but we are one. There is something that you love about the other person that is not their character, is not their habits, and that love, when you be able to function out of that love, then you'll be function out of your highest self. Okay, and then you will see the conflict will keep going, yeah, and this debate will keep going, me or others or me, yeah, harmony or repression and all these things will keep going. Life is not that easy, yeah, but you have a chance at every time to practice, okay, and then you'll be better. So don't try, because even the attempt to try to find the ultimate answer to the question, yeah, and the very unhappiness when you don't find the answer, it just shows that you have a problem. Okay, so you need to just notice that problem, and that's all. Yeah, and then keep practicing all those things that you can practice. Certain things you cannot practice, and wait. Yeah, but certain things you can practice, like I said, simple thing, asana, pranayama, concentration, meditation, routine, discipline, yama, niyama, thing that you can practice. Do keep practicing. Do keep being patient. I keep repeating so many times that it's not going to come overnight, that you have that understanding about unity and diversity, and you have the understanding of yourself and the world as one. It's not that easy. So I understand. Sometimes very confusing. Yeah. So, but please just do what you can do and be patient with yourself. Yeah. Don't repress. Don't judge. Don't hate. Don't hate the differences. Yeah. Don't assume that you have to be the same like everybody. You cannot be the same like everybody because you are who you are. Yeah. But in the essence, yes, you are the same. But in personality, in karma, in life, you are different. So accept, okay, and be detached. That's the key. So that's all I can say. Any other
question in Japanese?
Mm-hmm. So the question is in Japanese.
So should I unmute Yamuna?
Yeah. Yamuna, you can translate.
Oh, mom. He says I don't understand English, so I can't join the online TTC, but I'm interested in taking the TTC in Thai, in October. Does it happen? The TTC in Thailand in
Oh,
October.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But the online TTC, if you have
わかりません。
many Japanese people together, then we can find translator. And it would not be in August because the time difference very different. But it will be in September along with the Chinese group. And then we can find translation, and then you can attend the online course in September. So somebody say, can Swamiji talk about forgiveness during this time of unrest? Yeah, it's a very good question. Thank you. It's a whole talk. I'm sorry, because forgiveness is not easy. Yeah, it's a whole talk. The whole practice, the whole science of forgiveness. So maybe we can make it the next meeting after that on forgiveness. So the next meeting will be about the role of yoga teacher in International Yoga Day. But you know, Swami Narayananda, yes, the whole course on forgiveness. Maybe I asked him to do a satsang on forgiveness. But yes, you know, you can say I forgive, but you know, you don't forgive. So the idea is this: just a simple answer to forgiveness is this: is that when you forgive, yeah, it doesn't mean that you accept the wrongdoing, okay, of somebody. And when you forgive, it's not for somebody; it's for yourself. Because if you don't forgive, then you cannot carry on with your life, because this would be like this in your mind. It's always there in your mind. And at that time, you have a distorted idea yourself, life. You never will be free from that. So you carry that for a long, long time. So for whatever it is, it happened in the past and happened out of ignorance of yourself and others. And you have to carry on moving forward in life, because the future is in the present. So therefore, you have to forgive in the present as much as you can. And these techniques, how to do the forgiveness, yeah, because it's, you know, you have to, first you have to kind of express it, your resentment, and then you have to slowly, you know, there's a good teacher in California, expert in forgiveness. His name is Dr. Fred Luskin. You can find his book to read, called Forgive for Good. You can. He's also online. So it's a extraordinary topic. It's very important, because we carry all this hurt and all this scar and all this problem in our mind. And like I said earlier, it keep reproducing. Yeah, and we keep living with it, and we're just bound. We are not free. So working with what is in our mind and try to forgive is very, very important step. Thank you very much for asking.
There's one question coming in through the Facebook channel. Can I ask it for you?
Okay.
She's asking, what is the best way to rein in a monkey mind on the loose? With the need for social media, it becomes harder to focus.
Yeah. So you need to see social media maximum 1 hour a day. The maximum is already a lot. In 1 hour, your mind can be completely polluted. Okay. So maybe you do you reduce to half an hour, or you reduce to 15 minutes, and you increase the 15 minutes walking outside, talking to real people if you can, or do some service to real people. Yeah. So this is it's very simple. It's drastic. You just have to reduce the hours on the social media. The mind is already gone. The moment that you are so addicted to the computer, your mind is gone. Okay, and when your mind is gone, to the addiction, the only way to do is stop it. I'm sorry to say. There's a signs of addiction, yeah, is abstention. That's all. That's all it is. Yeah, you have to stop. Yeah, yeah, and abstain. And then slowly, maybe when you come back to your sense, then you can maybe use your 15 minutes or your half an hour wisely. Okay? Thank you. Any other question?
There's something in Vietnamese in the chat, but I think it's not a question.
Venugopal just said the question earlier is a Harini question. It's not him. You just type for the person. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So what time now? Okay, so we almost did our 2 hours. So thank you for being patient, and we look forward to see you in the upcoming International Yoga Day. Okay, and then to check the schedule for International Yoga Day, you can go to different websites. Okay, we are still working on it. Some of us are still not finishing the layout of the day, but you know, and then just know that also it's a solar eclipse, so there will be a lot of mantra, a lot of homa and things happening, and you can you can do this. Okay, listen to the mantra. So pray, so that may the world be peaceful. Solar eclipse is always very tough. It might not happen on that day. You might feel a little bit, funny, but it might happen also after that. Okay, the effect of the eclipse will happen after that, and it's on the 21st of June, and it followed by another lunar eclipse in the 5th of July. So stay on, stay tuned. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you.
You said the prayer already?
Oh, I didn't say the prayer. Thank you. Om Trayambakam Jamahe Sukam Dimpushti Vananam Gurubhao Kamiva Bandanan Mitchum Shiamamrita Om Trayambakam Jamahe Sukam Dimpushti Vananam Gurubhao Kamiva Bandanan Mitchum Shiamamrita Om Trayambakam Jamahe Sukam Dimpushti Vananam Gurubhao Kamiva Bandanan Chum Shiamamrita Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bolo Satguru Sivananda Maski Jai. Sri Vishnu Devananda Maski Jai. So I see some white cat here. Okay. Narayani, bye-bye. Thank you, all the translator. Shiva Kami, Vietnam translator, thank you. Yamuna, Japanese translator, thank you. Narayani Kim, Korean translator. And our Guzal translator, and Kumari Taiwan, she's already gone.